Massachusetts on Candlepin Bowling. Hi, welcome once again to Candlepin Bowling. I'm Don Gillis, and I'm here to remind you that this program is on videotape. We do our taping here at the Fairway in Natick, Massachusetts, sometimes several weeks before you actually see the telecast. It's always 3 strings of Candlepin Bowling. Total pinfall determines our winner. He's rewarded with a handsome trophy from the Ace Trophy Company of Boston. The runner-up receives a smaller but otherwise identical version to indicate he was a participant. And as you can see, it is Christmas time, of course, here at the Fairway. All over the place, you see decorations such as these mobile things, and they're lovely, and people come from all over to see them. We have guaranteed prize money of $1,150. $700 goes to the winner, $300 goes to the runner-up, $50 to the winner of each individual string. Obviously, should they tie, then they would split it at $25 apiece. This is a $50 gift certificate from True Value Hardware and Home Center. That goes to our marksman of the day, the bowler with the most marks. Other opportunities for our bowlers to make some Christmas money, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But right now, let's meet again today's bowlers. I say meet again because you've seen them both before. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you, too. And haven't seen you for a little while.
About a year.
But, you know, what I think about is here you are facing Ed Czernicki, who holds our individual record for, obviously, 11 strikes in a row, 1 perfect string, almost as we call it. And the first time you ever came on, what did you do? You beat the guy that had that record at that time, huh? Rosario Lecchiara.
That's right. I had 3 strikes in a row my first time.
And you've gone downhill since then.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you brought your good bowling along. Ed, you have a double celebration coming up this coming week, is that right?
Well, Christmas for the young one, and then my oldest daughter is going to be 12 on the 21st.
How about that? Yeah, that's kind of tough on a kid in a way, isn't it, to be that close to Christmas,
right,
huh? Because they don't, maybe they think they don't get as much for the birthday as they should.
Yeah, she's wondering when her party's going to be. We might have it on Christmas, though, this year.
I know what you mean, because I have a grandson who was born on January 3rd, and the problem with that is that most people forget about his birthday because they're thinking about...
We've often thought of changing it to June or July or something.
Good idea. Okay, I hope you both brought your best bowling along. I wish you both luck, and we'll get underway right after this.
Candlepin Bowling is...
Here is our challenger, Jim Orlandi of Westfield, a fine left-handed candlepin bowler. Spare leave right away. 2 and 4. Boy, he was sweating that one out a little bit. It appeared for a moment as though he might just miss it to the right, but he begins with a smudge up on the board. Five is the fill. 4 horsemen right side, and the 7 in the opposite corner. Didn't quite hit the head pin. So he still has the 1 and 7 there. Jim's first appearance on our show was in the fall of 1976, that time when he defeated Rosario Lecchiara and fired the 3 strikes. The next week, he went up against another heavy hitter, Fran Honorado, and lost. Here's our defending champion, Ed Czernicki, Webster, Massachusetts. Boy, you can't start any better than that, can you? Ed won his title last week, defeating 2-time winner Dennis Stevens. 395, 363. Anytime a bowler puts up a strike, there's always the thought passing through the minds of the bowler himself, of us, and those of you, I'm sure, who are watching at home as well as those here, that 3 strikes in a row affords an extra bonus of $1,000 to the bowler, plus the $50 for 3 marks in a row. Of course, that's standard. There it is. He has 2 marks in a row. 3 marks in a row. Any combination of strikes or spares in the same string establishes a bonus of $50 each subsequent consecutive mark in that same string. As long as he can keep it going, worth $50 apiece. Jim Orlandi had so close to a strike that time, everything knocked down except the 10-pin. Now wood in front of it, wood beside it. This should go, a pretty big target. So Jim has put up another mark. This is the 9th appearance on our show for Jim Orlandi. You'll recall that back earlier this year in September, his daughter Lisa was our defending women's champion. Now Ed Czernicki back again in the hope that he can make it 3 marks in a row. Not that way. Held that ball too long. 5. One more. Again holding it just a wee bit too long, and it goes cross lane. It's an 8 box. Five, 7, 10. This is as close to an impossible spare conversion as you'll find. Unless it's that one right there with no wood, 7 and 10. A 9. And the first check on our scoreboard, as we do after 4 boxes in the first string and 4 boxes in the second. After 4, defending champion Ed Czernicki, 52, challenger Jim Orlandi, 49. And in the third, this is the first string. It's Jim Orlandi bowling first. He's on lane 2 here at the fairway in Natick. We use lanes 2 and 3. 2, 4, 7, and 8, plus the 9. Take that. That's the 6-pin, not the 9-pin. And that's why when he did fire things over there, it wasn't able to get the 6 because it was a little closer to him than where the pins were flying along the back edge. 10. All but one again in trying to get a strike. This time it's the 4-pin. Spare in the 6. That's his 3rd mark, all spares. Ed Czernicki has a strike and a spare. That for a moment appeared as if it might be a strike, but he's left with the 4-pin on the left and the 10-pin over on the right. With wood. Oh, baby, good try. He really fired it. Ed's current league average, I remind you again, in case you were not watching last week, is a 123. His high single, 200, and his high triple, 465. He's representing the Mohegan Bowlodrome in Webster, Massachusetts. He had a roll-off score of 681 for his 5-string roll-off. And just about all of you know that his 197 is the highest single string ever bowled on this program. And it's 29 plus years. Nice spare. Nice spare. Yeah. Take a look at how he did that. Pretty. Bonus ball for Jim Orlandi. Ooh, he was glad to see that 5 go down. Otherwise, he would have had side by side 4, 5, and then in back of that 7 and 8. So now he's got the triangle made up of the 4, 7, and 8. Not as easy as it looks. That's the way to make it. Hit that pocket. 2 marks in a row. Jim has a league average of 124. High single 189, high triple 499. 646 was his roll-off score. 7. Now he does have the 4 and 5 side by side. The 7 pin in the back, but no 8 pin. Pretty shot. Using the wood. 3 marks in a row. $50 in bonus money for Jim Orlandi. That was pretty. Ed Czernicki. It has an 8 fill and should make this with 2 pieces of wood directly in front of the 7 and 8. One of them rolling around a little bit, and he must wait for it to stop. All right, he has 2 marks in a row. Let's see if he gets 3 in a row. Al Giglio keeping score on that big scoreboard, and Keith Williams keeping score beside me today. Ed Czernicki trying to make it 3 in a row. Went too far to the left, but he got a break. He got a lot of backdoor action. And he winds up with an 8 fill and the 1 and 3. There's Ralph Stewart, our lob line judge and referee, in his accustomed spot. Now Ed Czernicki firing for a spare at 50. No, didn't get it. Just missed $50 in bonus money. Got the 3, but not the 1. $10. 108, and now already at 103 is Jim Orlandi. 6 pins would give him the lead. Right now, he got 7, but he winds up again with that same split. But he doesn't have a piece of wood that's behind the 4 and 7 the way he did before. He's got it in front of, and now he's got another one which is sliding up against the, well, now rolling back again, but up against the 5. The odds are pretty high that he would wind up with the same 3 pins, particularly this configuration. Gave it a try. Gave it a try. Used the wood, made it a 10, 120. His league average, 124. Another tough split. 4, 8, 10. Wood between 4 and 8. Can he do it? No, not this time. Now the 10 pin, and yes, he made it. So it's an even 130. Which means Ed Czernicki would have to mark if he's going to win this string. Great chance for it right here. 6 and 9. Wood in between. And no! We missed the 6. $10. 118. pin. Wood against it. This should give him the spare that he needs in order to win the string. 128 plus. Seven. 135. So give $50 in bonus money to Ed Czernicki for winning the first string. Each bowler picking up $50 in bonus money. Jim Orlandi for 3 marks in a row. Ed Czernicki for winning the first string. Final score of the first string, Czernicki 135, Orlandi 130. It's off the middle string. Half Worcester right, punching out 3 and 9. And almost punching out the other side. 1, 4, and 7 there. A 9 box. Oh, everything except the 7 pin. For a moment, it looked like a hammer. Piece of rolling wood right now, tantalizing. And it's going to stop, and maybe it's a roadblock. Let's see if he can drive it into it. He did. That was not as easy as maybe it looked because of the angle. Challenger Jim Orlandi, Westfield, Massachusetts. He could see that he was going to come in too full on the head pin. He did, and wound up with a spread eagle. Goes to the left side first and gets 2 of them. A 9 box. I mentioned our 2 scorekeepers and our lob line judge and referee, Ralph Stewart. Don Riley is our coordinator and statistician. Again, 2 full. What? But everything fell except the 2 pin, and now maybe he'd get a spare. For a spare? Yes. Fair in the second. Now Ed Czernicki comes up to work on his spare. He gets 4. Leaving the 4 horsemen on the right side, plus the 5 and 9. Ooh, got everything except the 5. Our crew today, joining Phil Rubin, our producer, director, and yours truly, and wishing all of you a Merry Christmas, are Dick Erickson, Roger Rice, Jerry Milo, and Skip Peabody. Sorry, Jerry. Half Worcester left. Everything except the 7. And it's still everything except the 7. Jim Orlandi, today's challenger, he has a spare up on the board, so this will be the bonus ball. Oh, baby, rocking back and forth, but would not go down. 5-pin, rocking back and forth, and the 10-pin. So now he has 3, 5, 10 with wood in front of the 10. He knew as soon as he delivered it, well, not as soon as he delivered it, but when he got about halfway down, he knew he was going to miss that 5-pin. 9. Three pins separating our bowlers right now. Is it going to be one? Nope, the wood rolled up against the 9-pin, but it wouldn't go down. That's there. Another check on the scoreboard coming up after 4 boxes in the middle string, and we're almost at the halfway point. Right now it is our challenger, Jim Orlandi, 45 with a bonus ball yet to be thrown. Ed Czernicki, 42. Defending champion. Yes! Last second kick sent down the 10. Was a good hit, but he just got 7 with that first ball, and he has a split. 2-pin on the left, 6 and 10 over on the right, no wood. He bounced it off the sidewall to his left, and that had come across, but the angle was too deep. 9 box. Our challenger, Jim Orlandi of Westfield, working on a spare. 7. And the triangle over on the right is made up of the 6, 9, and 10. And a pesky piece of wood, which is perpendicular to him, keeps rolling back and forth. And where is it going to stop? Can he get through there? All right. Boy, I'll tell you, that thing was a great distraction. Six. This will not be easy. It's the 1, 2, 7, and 10. And the playable wood, a piece up against the 7, and then just to the right of the 7. Boy, what a nice try. What a nice try. Got everything except the 10. And that, of course, he was going for bonus money of $50. 9. Three-pin lead right now for Jim Orlandi, halfway through the match. Ed Czernicki will be working on 2, 4, 5, and 7. No wood. Two and 5. Now he's left with 4 and 7. It's a 10. Just 2 marks for Ed Czernicki in this middle string. 3 so far for Jim Orlandi. 4 horsemen right side. No wood and no corner pin on the opposite side. Just 4 horsemen right side. 1, 3, 6, and 10. Everything went except the 10. All right, let's see what Jim Orlandi can do with the 4 horsemen right side. He's coming at it as a left-hander, so he's going cross lane. And he got 1 less. Got the 1 and 3 and left the 6 and 10. $10. Oh, baby, 2 full. Almost a spread eagle. Knocked out 3 of them, the 1, 5, and 8. Still 3 more. Got 2 of them. A 9 box. Ed Czernicki fires, and he gets a spread eagle. Ooh, baby, everything except the 7. And the wood deflected it away. It was a roadblock. He could not get the 7. Nobody will ever forget who's here today. I would say it. Most of the people who are here today anyway, and a lot of you out there will not forget the 31st of March 1979 when Ed Czernicki came on against Jeff Atkins, fired a .424, but in doing it, his first string was a 197, 11 marks in a row. A mark in every single box, including the 10th when he had a mark and then converted it with another mark with the bonus. 9. Disappointing. 107. Jim Orlandi. Not too much better off. One and 10 left. The wood is to the left. 2 pieces of wood, but they're to the left side of the number 1. I presume that, well, I'm not going to say. Well, that is what I was going to say. I was going to say I think he will try to hit the left side of the number 1, drive the wood off to the left to try to get a bounce, and hope that by hitting the left side of the number 1 that maybe it'll go take the 10 by itself. But that gave him a double chance anyway by smacking the wood to the left and the number 1 to the right. Seven and 8 are the 2 pins remaining. 3 pieces of wood, and they're all kind of gathered in front of the 8 pin. Nope. It was the 8 pin only that went. A 10 box. So give $50 in bonus money to our challenger, Jim Orlandi, for winning the middle string. not a great deal of bonus money being offered today or being won today. It's all offered, but it's just not being picked up. Only once did we have a bowler pick up 3 marks in a row. That was Orlandi in the first string. So 3 pins separate our bowlers after 2. Challenger Jim Orlandi 245, Ed Czernicki 242. Lead in the match for this man, our challenger Jim Orlandi, as we begin the 3rd string. 1, 3, 9, and 10, with Wood in front of the 9 and the 10. Made it. $100 in our home viewer jackpot, $250 in our high-low jackpot. Almost a spread eagle, got 1 extra pin as the 7 went down, but he still has 1 wing on the right of the 3, 6, 10, and on the left the 2 and 4. Thank you again for sending in to remind me, those of you with limited vision, that you do want me to continue and appreciate the fact that I describe where the pins are so that you can enjoy as well as those who are sighted. It's a slow motion strike. Finally the 5 goes down for Ed Czernicki. That's also by way of explanation to anybody watching who has not been a continuing watcher of the show and says, how come that television announcer talks so much? We can see that it's on the screen. Well, I'm very much aware of the fact that I'm talking more than I would ordinarily for television, but because so many of you who have limited vision, is it going to be 9 is what it will be, have told me that you enjoy the opportunity to be a part of it, the same as the people who have sight, if I will just tell you where the pins are. 1 pin up, that's right, 29, 25. He was trailing by 3. He's erased those and added 1 more. It's 29, 25, 1 pin lead after 2 boxes of the 3rd string. Now, Jim Orlandi, and he gets just 1 that time. That's one of the things that makes this game so difficult, and so why I, for one, appreciate what these people can do. How about that, coming back and making a spare out of that? But in no other bowling can you come down like that and pick out a 2 or a 3, get just 1, come that close to the head pin and get just 1 pin. Now he doesn't want a 1. Ooh, he wanted the 7 to go down. He gets a 7 fill, but he's got the 7 pin on the left and the 6 and 10 over on the right. 2 pieces of wood on an angle toward the 7, another on an angle towards the 6. Now it's rolling back about where the 5 would be. Nice. They were set up very well, and he took advantage of it. 2 angle to the left and 1 to the right, and he was able to get them by just coming right down the middle of that V. Ed Czernicki. He has the 1, 2, 10. Oh, yes, what a pretty spare that was. All the wood was to the left, so he had to take the 1, 2, 10 and did it beautifully. Leading in the match by a single pin. He's opposite a 7 fill on a spare. Oh, he adds 3 more. Now leads by 4 at the moment. Plus, of course, he's going to be, we have to wait to see what happens in the 4th, because Jim will be filling a spare there. Ed will be filling a strike. Jim gets a 9 drop, and he has the 3-pin to pick up for 3 marks in a row. But most important, keeping it a tight match. Boy, he was a little nervous about that one. The wood helped that time. Another $50 in bonus money for Jim Orlandi. That gives him $150 so far. And after establishing 3 marks in a row for $50 in bonus money, now each subsequent mark in this same string is worth $50 apiece as long as he can keep it going. 8 is the fill. And what he has left is the 4 and 7. Went just to the left of the 4, and that cost him $50 in bonus money. At this moment, may in the long run cost him the match. All right, Ed Czernicki has 2 marks in a row, and the second is a strike, so he has 2 bonus balls to roll. The first is too full on the head pin. Almost a spread eagle. He leaves the 3 on the right, 3, 6, 10, and he also has the 2-pin. Nope, the goalposts are still there, the 2 and 3. A 9. Where Jim had 3-pin lead coming in. He picked up 3 more, so he's up by 6. Now Ed Czernicki is opposite a 9 box here, but he doesn't have a spare lead. He's got 3, 6, 10 on the right, plus the 5, then the 4 and 7 over on the left-hand side. Looks like he will probably lose another pin, maybe. He's going to lose 2. It's a 7. That's an 8-pin lead now for this man, up by 8 with 4 boxes to go. Little body English, and he gets another one to drop. 6 and 10. That's what he has for a spare. He had the 4-7 the last time, and he missed one of them. This time he gets them both. Spare in the 7th. Next week's challenger is Joe Ashline of Nashua, New Hampshire, making his first appearance on our show. And listen to this. His roll-off score was 741 for 5 strings. Is he going to get another? Nope. 8 is the fill, and he has the 7 and 9. There are 2 pieces of wood, 1 on each side of the 9-pin, almost perpendicular to where he is, and another piece on a horizontal plane to the right of it. I don't know whether he can put that ball in there so it can drive the... No, I know what he wanted to do. He was hoping he could just brush against that piece of wood on the right-hand side with the horizontal one and send everything on a plane over to the left. Nope. It's an 8. 8-pin lead in the match in the completed boxes right now for Jim Orlandi. Now our defending champion Ed Czernicki comes up, and he has a spare lead. The 6-pin, can he get it? Yes, he can get at it. There's wood, but I think he can utilize the wood. He won't be able to hit it clean, but he was able to get it with the wood. All right, he's opposite spare 8 and then an 8 box and trailing by 8. Tough split. Got a 6. So that's 10 now. That's the lead for Jim Orlandi. Ooh, missed. So he plays it safe and gets an 8 to match. Now Jim Orlandi comes up and he leads by 10 in the match, going into the final 2 boxes. One, 5, 7, 8, 10. With wood in back of the 5 and in front of 7 and 8. Yes, it went. That was a difficult but very well played spare. But it sure puts the pressure on Ed Czernicki. Clipped wing spread eagle as he leaves the 2 and 4 on the left, 3 and 6 on the right. That's a fine 140. Ed Czernicki needs a 143. Ed will need a 143. Well, that's one way to go after it, to get a strike in the 9th. Now he's moved to lane 3. Ooh, that's tough. 7, 8, 9 across the back. One piece of perpendicular wood, another on an angle near the 9, another one on an angle to the right of the 9, but not close to it. I don't know. Let's see what he can do here. He made it! He made it! He's at 137 right now. 6 to tie, 7 to win. It is down to the final ball, and here it is. He did it! He did it! He did it! In fact, it is 3 marks in a row for $50 in bonus money, plus another 50 for winning. But he also won the match. What? Oh, you did? Okay, all right. He just turned to me and said that he had touched the button, and so despite the fact that those 2 pins fell, after he had touched the button, it's only 8. I looked down the lane and I just saw them toppling down, but Ed turned to me and said, no, I had pressed the button after the 8 drop. And so that eliminates the $50 bonus for 3 marks in a row. But the important thing is he has won the match. And the final score will be 387 to 385. And the total is 772. That means that anyone whose card is drawn anywhere between 762 and 782 will win that $100. Now, all of these folks have sent it into this address, and you keep it in mind, will you? Taking a guess as to what the total pinfall would be, both bowlers combine, your name and address on the back, and send it to Candlepin Bowling, WCVB TV, 5 TV Place, Needham, Massachusetts, zip code number 02192. And when I draw a card, same every week, even if it's nowhere near the total, that person is rewarded with several prizes. These are the prizes today.
A Longines with
762, 782 for $100. From Marie Donaldson, Lowell, Massachusetts. Her guess is 671, so we add another $50. Next week, it'll be worth $150. 250, Ed. That's what's in the jackpot. It's still there. Okay, Jim. it's still there. Now it'll be 275 next week. Jim, if you'll come over here nearest to me first, since I give you the smaller trophy, I want to tell you one thing. I was only kidding first when I said you're going downhill. And anybody who goes into the third string and rolls a 140 and gets beaten in the last 2 boxes has nothing to be ashamed of.
Eddie Bogut, he earned it. So.
Well, so did you. I mean, how many days would that 385 win, huh?
Most of the time, right?
That's right.